Am I not sharing my screen?
All people.
Because
killing you or ripping your groceries off, why are they moral? Why are all people living in the entire human race moral? Why?
Okay. Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
That's very simple. That's very simple from a sociological standpoint. Even in a spiritual and a Christian standpoint, and you could even say in religion because they also do that. But the reason why atheists, and I would say that these atheists are kind of weak atheists, because the only reason why they act this way is because there are consequences to your actions. So there are laws, so an atheist, there shouldn't be no issue with stealing. There's no law. There's nothing wrong with stealing if you're an atheist. I mean, what makes that wrong?
That's not the way it works. That's not in reality. That's not how it works for atheists.
No,
and it's a very like what 10-year-old, third grade way of looking at the way people are.
Yeah.
Okay, so then tell me how it works.
Oh, okay, Lupin. Here's the thing. Okay, do you have any children?
I have nephews. I don't have any children of my own, no.
Okay, nephews. Okay, so if you have a young nephew and he comes over and he's eating a wonderful dish of roast beef, gravy, and potatoes, basically you think that as an atheist, you should steal his potatoes and roast gravy and beef, right? I mean, you wouldn't have any problem with hitting him over the head or killing him or anything like that, only because you are a Christian. Or is it the case that all human beings throughout the history, and in fact, all primates and most mammals don't feel that way about their young, right? Why does a raccoon take care of its little ones? Under your...
Okay, all right, one at a time. Okay, so no, I don't think that an atheist would instinctually go and try and steal a baby's roast beef and everything like that. What I am saying, why?
Yeah, why?
Why? Because okay, is this happening in America? Is this example that you're having? Is this taking place in America?
In Venus, on Venus, on the planet Venus, basically.
Well, then that's not going to happen because there's no babies or people or roast beef, for that matter, on Venus that I know of.
Oh, well, it could be. But anyway, it doesn't matter where it's happening, okay? Why would a raccoon take care of its young? Why would a raccoon not just eat its babies as soon as they're born?
Sometimes they do.
Okay. Not very often.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Sharks. There's a ton of mammals that eat their babies, especially the runts. They'll eat the runts, the weakest of the litter.
Humans do. So I'm talking about your average healthy baby born to a raccoon. Obviously, we have a lot of raccoons, right? Now, if they ate their babies all the time, or even at 50-50, we would have a hell of a lot less raccoons. Why doesn't a raccoon eat its babies? Can you tell me?
They do eat their babies, though. That's the thing.
Why don't they eat all their babies? Okay, what you're doing is called
counterfeit out a flaw in your argument,
mongering, so you can get out of the discussion, right?
Well, I think the better question is.
Okay, now let's not get off track here, Lupin. Why don't raccoons and all animals, why don't they all eat their babies right away? It's food. Why don't they eat them?
Why don't they do it? Why don't they do it all the time?
Yeah. Why don't they do it all the time?
Because there are other food sources around. Okay,
otherwise they would eat their babies if there were no other food sources.
Oh, absolutely.
Just absolutely. They would just eat their babies all the time.
And eventually it would eradicate them because they wouldn't be able to reproduce.
Okay,
And they're doing stupid.
let me give you the answer, because you're just waffling all over the place and try to skittle out from the answer. Here's the answer.
Wait, did I waffle on that question? Do you guys think that I waffled on that question?
Yeah, you're trying to slip out from under it. Okay, the answer.
I gave you a perfectly rational answer. There's other food sources available. There's no need for them to go directly for the baby. Now, if they're desperate enough, you better believe they're going to eat their baby.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're not trying to squiggle out from under this, but you are. So let's go to another example. So if you attack, a raccoon's babies, okay, if you attack a raccoon mother's babies, will she get aggressive with you?
Probably.
Okay, why?
Because that's called animal instinct.
Okay, there you go. That's why atheists are moral, because of animal instinct. We aren't that far from raccoons. We aren't that far from chimpanzees and monkeys. And that's the thing you're trying to slip out of. What you don't.
I'm very far from them. I mean, you can speak for yourself. Morality
is built in to our very, very biological nature. And it's built in.
The Bible explains that your moral code is written. It's been written on our hearts. So you're correct. Yes.
Okay. There you go.
I just wanted to add in that raccoons have been very successful. It looks like they've been around for 25 million years.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I mean, they do have opposable thumbs.
Swifter.
I think.
They are smart. They have.
Oh yeah.
They've been around long enough to get smart.
I respect raccoons.
Yeah, they've been around for pretty much the entire 7,000 years of the universe's history.
Yeah,
they've been around a long time.
So hopefully I answered your question. If you want to ask another question, you can, but I'm not going to take over the stream. Go ahead.
No, what do you think? What do you think morality is? Like, what do you think they're doing when we're talking about these things and having the meta-ethical discussion?
Who are you asking?
You. Yeah. Like, what do you think morality is in a neutral sense? Like, what is it that we're trying to give an explanation for?
What do I think morality is? It's a good question. Morality is, I believe, a human way of determining what is right and wrong and good and evil.
Yeah, I'd say so. But like what I was trying to get at, I think what we're trying to explain here is just that like magnetic kind of like intuition that we have, like certain acts, right? Some acts are, wrong and certain acts are right. And I think what these guys are talking about is just giving a naturalistic explanation for that like intuition. I mean, you can say like it's something else, but like why?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make it morality is not biology. I mean, morality is a thought process. It's consciousness. It's not just biology,
Right. It's not just biology, but it takes place on top of biology. You can't have morality without all the biological underpinnings that go into it, and
a dead person can't have any morality because that person's dead. There's no biology. There's no electrical synapses going on in their brains that is, letting them have these conscientious thoughts and these more moralistic thoughts. So, of course, there's biology.
God to have a morality, and that's what we're getting at.
Yeah, that's the point.
You don't need God to explain morality. We've got the system there. Speed, have you got that that link from the private chat? Have you noticed it?
Which one? I saw two of them.
Look at the second one's a direct link to the graphic.
Okay.
Don't you see how we can explain morality without appealing to these spooky concepts like gods and stuff?
Why? Why? How can you expect? See, God has an ultimate morality and standard for morality. He passed us that down.
What does ultimate have to do with anything?
Yeah. That means that it is never changing, and it is far superior than just human morality. Because to be honest, what your definition of morality could be totally different from mine, and our morality points could be totally different, and it makes it totally subjective. God's morality standard is 100% objective.
Yeah, in which case we have a discussion about it and come to some sort of peaceable agreement where things may or may not conflict.
Sure,
that's how everybody does it. It's a constant negotiation and renegotiation as cultures change, as cultures interact, as cultures conflict. The dust settles and the moral code usually changes.
Right. So then here's the problem. Here's the problem with you guys.
It's only an illusion. Excuse me. It's only an illusion that there's an ultimate morality and something that does not change, and woo word after woo word after woo word to describe something that has been pretty much explained and described already.
So then where did morality come from?
Well, they were just giving that explanation.
They
were giving a biological one.
There you go.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat it for me one more time? You're just saying as civilization progressed, that morality standards settled. Is that what you were said in a nutshell?
Look, for whatever reason. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I said morality started out with worms and possibly even colonies of single-celled organisms, and I traced it all the way through, basically.
You have zero way to prove that, because you have zero way to prove that.
Well, you're just going to compare the theories, right? You can compare your theory to this theory, and we can weigh up the vices and virtues and see which one's more likely.
I can automatically discount his theory and very easily. Because if you're saying we came from a single cell organism, what does that single cell organism have to do in order to survive? It has to eat. What is it going to eat? It's going to eat other organisms. And if it's going to eat other organisms, then you're promoting death.
Dude, you have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the discussion is.
I'm not even going to respond to that. Anyway.
But I notice, like, when theists talk about metaethics, they think like the discussion is about picking the theory they think is the best, like, which is just clearly an appeal to consequences. Like, we could just grant that God morality is better, right? But that wouldn't be a reason to think it's true.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, I think it is true, and it's been demonstrated throughout history.
Oh, I'd like to hear how that happened.
Have you read the Bible?
I sure have.
Okay. Okay, so in Genesis, when God, why did God wipe out humanity except for Noah and his family and his sons and his wife?
Because they were made in God's image and likeness, and they were terrible.
Good question.
Incorrect.
Why did God do that?
Okay. Now, who asked me that real quick? Who asked me that?
Dave? James.
Yeah.
James, it was Dave. It was a good try. I don't see the people's names. So is it the guy with the effigy or?
I'm an alien. I'm an alien.
I know which one Dave is. I'm not too familiar with the other panelists. James, was it James who asked why?
Yeah, I've got the Super Jesus icon.
Okay, Super Jesus. Okay, cool. Jesus is super, way super.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you read the Bible, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I would expect that you know this answer already.
I sure do.
Okay, so during that time, God saw that man had become wicked. This is after the fallen, and there was nothing but evil in their hearts. There's nothing but evil. There was probably cannibalism, murder, raping, sexual orgies, bestiality.
You can skip all that, Loop, and just get to the point, because we've all read the Bible here.
Okay, well, I'm explaining how I'm trying to paint a picture of how evil it was. You know,
right.
So
we get it. I'm just saying, we get it. We get that part.
This is the first one. Dude, this is only normative ethics. We're talking about meta ethics here, man.
No, I'm trying to answer his question. The question was, why did God wipe out humanity? So God saw.
You asked yourself that question, and now you're answering it, which is fine. Go ahead.
But Lupin, like seriously, this is totally irrelevant to the discussion, right?
You're
it doesn't
asking
matter why God did it.
But this is a big part of where morality comes from. During that time, was the things that they were doing moral? Absolutely not. God saw that those things were completely immoral, and evil. So He wiped them out.
But
and
what's
He
in
had
question is what morality
a plan.
is. What makes something immoral is the question, not like how people are going to use a normative framework and then respond to it.
Okay, I noticed that you're the kind of person who likes to use a lot of big, flashy words. I like to keep things kind of simple. So ask me in a simple.
I don't mean to interrupt you, man, but you're just like totally off the track here. Like,
okay, well, ask me in a simple way. Ask me in a simple way. What is your question?
It's not a question. I'm just telling you that you can just like put any normative framework. You could predicate any normative framework on God, right? But that wouldn't be. That wouldn't have anything to do.
That means. I don't know what any of that means.
So a normative framework is just like
what talk to me like wrong. I'm a third grader.
Okay, so a normative framework is just like what things are wrong. Killing is bad because of X, Y, Z. But the question that we're talking about, right, is what morality is, the ontology. That's a meta-ethical question, right? And you can have the exact same normative framework and be an objectivist or...
I don't understand these words.
Okay, never mind.
Can you talk to me as a normal person? Like, is this how you talk to regular people on the street?
Yeah. Well, when I'm discussing this, yeah.
The way I talk about things.
Okay. I never use meta-ethical. I never use any of those words in a normal conversation, unless I want to like try and impress somebody. But
all right, I'll try it. So meta-ethical just means like what the ontology. What is the morality? Like, is it a rock? Is it like this mystical thing in the sky? Is it just
I already
biology?
explained to you. I explained to you what morality is. I explained to you it is it is our humanistic way of determining what is good and bad, and what is good and bad, and what is evil and just. Or I use another word. There's good and bad, and evil and another word. I can't remember.
Morally neutral, morally no valence. Like
no. Because a lot of people confuse bad and evil. Those are two separate things.
Okay, but listen, like what you're describing there is consistent with just any normative ethical theory, which is just what is good, what is bad. But that's consistent with morality coming from biology, from abstract objects, from divine command theory, from moral naturalism. It just doesn't matter. And like what these guys are talking about is like an evolutionary account of probably subjectivism or error theory. I'm not sure which. I didn't really go into that.
Yeah, I mean, again, big words. I'm dumb, dude. I don't understand.
Look, all I'm trying to say is that like when you just say, well, God says this is bad, that's good, it's like totally irrelevant to where morality comes from. It doesn't answer the question. Why do we have these like feelings?
That is my answer to the question. God wrote it on your heart. He wrote it on your heart.
Well, that just sounds like subjectivism.
Okay, well, if you feel that way, I'm sorry. That's my answer.
Okay.
Well, okay, that is, Swifter, that could be interpreted as wrote it on our heart as instinctual, because he kind of admitted that raccoons had that instinct written on their hearts, and he did.
They have animal instinct, yes.
Yes, and so morality is written on our hearts by instinct and by the structure of our brain.
That is not what I am saying.
I could brain scan you when you were looking at some moral transgression, and your olfactory section would light up, and a whole bunch of other instinctual systems that would be the same systems as any other mammal lit up under the same circumstances, and that is why. That is the proof for you. Okay,
like a clockwork orange kind of experiment where you just like strap me up and just pry my eyes open and just give me eye drops and just show me all images and just analyze my brain.
Yeah, that is so tempting.
I bet. Yeah, I know it is. A Clockwork Orange is one of my favorite films as a Christian. I know that can sound kind of weird to you, but I think it was an interesting look into ultraviolence and how nasty humans can be. And if you want to talk about morality, I would recommend watching The Clockwork Orange. But anyway,
I was so disturbed by that movie that I wanted to run out of the theater.
Some of those scenes still haunt me. Yes,
Yeah,
they're stuck in my head. It's like no, get out of there.
Well, why do you think that? Wait, now why do you think that is? Why did that movie disturb you?
Because of my instinctual morality.
No.
Yeah.
It's not your.
I've always been an atheist. Yeah, I've always been an atheist.
You've always been an atheist?
Always been.
Well, Lupin earlier, I don't know if you heard, but we were talking about, as social species, it's in our best interest to work together and to trust each other. And a lot of these morals come from these things. Like, why not lie? Well, because it harms each other if you're just going to lie to each other. It's better to tell the truth. It's better for the group. The group does better, and the group that doesn't do well. Like you said earlier, things would go extinct if they didn't do things right. And so we emerged that what works best for us is being a social species like other social species that work together. And when you work together, you have to have some kind of rules. And even if you can't speak them or whatever, another animal might give you a grunt or a little nudge or a growl like a dog or something, like letting you know, hey, that ain't the way, right?
Sure,
it's for the best. It's for the best
instinct. That is animal instinct. That is
right, and that's what Mike was saying. That's exactly where we get it. Because
are you equating animal instinct to morality? That's my simply yes. Okay, that is incorrect.
Yes,
it is the source.
Well, see, we're not theists. We're not theists, so we're not going to agree on that.
I can explain how you're incorrect on that.
Oh, okay. So you're going to do what is it? Counterfactual mongering again? Go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
Daniel Dennett invented that term. It's when you're trying to have a conversation, you're defining something, and you have all these like thousands and thousands of cases that work in a certain way, and then you have one or two fringe outliers that don't work that way. And so that's what you use as your example. Oh, there was this time.
Okay, well, can I say what I have to say, and then you can tell me if it's that description, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just want to let Lupin's like he's a young man, all right? So, give him a little bit of a break on some of these things. You know what I mean? So just a little bit.
I'm a young man, but I'm no spring chicken either.
Well, he's trying, he's trying to listen out, so we give him a little bit of a break, right?
I can. I've dealt with people that try and use these flashy, I could talk very intellectually and, increase my dialect and vocabulary to make myself sound more superior in my intellectual prowess. I could do that, but I choose not to do that because I like to keep things simple so everybody can get the point.
You're gonna need to learn a little bit of stuff though. So to have these discussions, you should get go ahead, Scott.
That blade cuts both ways.
Hold on, Scott. Scott has a bit of moderation here.
If you don't enjoy the particular language choices that another person has, it's fine to say that you don't understand. Could you clarify? But Lupin, it sounds like you're almost trying to turn it into a rhetorical weapon. And so what I want to say is ask for clarification, but don't try to do the good old boy yuck salt of the earth routine either.
Okay, but can I be fair? I told him, look, I don't understand what you're saying with these words multiple times. Can you tone it down and talk to me like I'm a third grader? And then he still uses like these large words.
I think you're projecting on him a lot, and just like I'm saying.
That's fine. If I can't answer his question because I don't understand it, I didn't want to answer.
Why are you interrupting?
Sorry.
I made a note, and I would just appreciate it if you would quit being a distraction with the bringing attention to the differences in vocabulary. If you need clarification, get it. I think you can probably get it pretty easily from Swifter. He sounds like he can
explain it.
Reword what he says, but let's not make it sound like a bad thing because Swifter knows words with more than 2 or 3 syllables.
No, Swifter is a very intelligent person. I can tell. But I'm going to talk to you just how I talk, and if I don't understand what he says, I'm just going to tell him I don't understand what he says. Can we get, if you don't mind, maybe we get back to the topic, which is instinct versus morality?
Please.
I do not mind. Please continue.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Can a dog be good?
Yes.
Good dog.
Okay. Can a dog be bad?
Bad dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can a dog be evil?
Yeah.
How can a dog be evil?
I've seen some evil pit bulls shit going on.
Because we don't like it.
Killing something and not eating it, just playing with it.
I've seen Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, but do you think that dog is seeing that as evil, or do you think that dog is just going by animal instinct?
Okay, evil is a really big topic, okay?
Evil is a very big topic, and it has a lot to do with morality.
I think you said earlier, though, Lupin, that these, whatever you said, it just wants to eat and stuff. And it's like, so we're seeing it as evil because it didn't eat it. Whereas if it eats it, that's just kind of, so it could be seen as, why is it doing that? And then, so then there has to be something else going on in its head that it didn't just want to eat it. It wanted to kill it and play with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it wanted a chew toy. That's animal instinct.
Okay, so the answer, can a dog be evil? No, neither can humans. Nothing
humans
can be evil. It's something that we put upon. It's another cognitive class that we've come up with that involves a rational, much more complicated brain to come up with a.
We see it that way, but we don't know. We don't know what the dog's thinking.
Hitler was not an evil person. So what Hitler did was not evil.
I would classify him as evil, yes, because that's something that I apply to various acts. Like, I think Christians are evil because they use the Bible for their morality. So I think you guys are evil.
All right,
what does that mean? What do you mean by that?
Before we go further, I want to draw people's attention to the chat, because there are some very smart people in the chat offering some pretty great input on this issue.
Okay, we could do a quick chat break.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What Bree just said there, that we just see it that, that ought not happen. Why kill something and not eat it? If we look at it and we go, okay, the bird just ate the worm. Okay, good one. But no, the bird's just kind of, flicking it around, and you're looking at it like, what the heck's wrong with that bird, right? So
cat poo. You know what? Okay.
What the bird is thinking, though, we don't know.
Nerdy Rodent may have got me right here. Okay, maybe cats are the only animals capable of being evil.
They are.
Okay, I've seen cats do evil things, but no, I've also seen.
Are plants evil? Are plants evil? They're alive. Are they evil?
Can you proceed with your argument, Lupin, without the evil question? Because we've dealt with evil. Evil is just like label.
That's just that's.
But there's a difference between evil and bad. I mean, you can't ignore that. You can, yes, absolutely. Is smoking cigarettes bad?
So you don't think Hitler was bad?
No, that's what you think. You said there is no such thing as evil.
Not really. No, it's a label that we apply to basically an emotive force, right? With it, like we condemn that. That shouldn't have happened. That person shouldn't have done that. Some humans,
but he did.
But it's not something biological. Okay? We got to get back. So do your argument without the evil. You got. Instincts are different than reality.
Is it evil for us to kill an infant up to a 9-year term or 9-month term? Is that evil? Do you think that that's evil? All I gotta say is I pray for you, because that to me is killing a child, and if you don't think killing a child is evil, I really don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm a little different. I think abortion should be legal up to 1 year old. So that's where I'm coming from.
So you think killing children is okay?
1 year old.
If we do it in the name of God, it is.
Okay. Well, I find that completely despicable and completely evil and completely wrong. And if that is your way of thinking, then all I can do for you is pray for you, because I think anybody with any kind of functioning brain will be able to hear what you just said and say, wow, that is despicable and evil. Honestly, I wouldn't want anything to do with you, but right now I'm here and I'm here to talk. So
okay. So anyway, I like to come at the anti-abortion people from the way out there, where I'll say, okay.
So you're being hyperbolic.
Peter Singer world.
But do you really think that, though? Do you really think you should? Do you really think that?
No, I think abortion should be legal up to about 6 months pregnancy, because the child has absolutely no consciousness or ability to be conscious. Brain has not developed at all. There's nothing happening in a 6-month-old fetus.
Okay, so let's take that example. Okay, so a father is driving and gets into a car accident. That car accident leaves that father in a vegetative state. He has no brain function. He's living off tubes and pumps. Should we just pull the plug? Should we just pull the plug?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I had to
make that decision with my brother, and it's a very difficult decision to make. But there comes a point where, you have to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't hesitate. At least Dave, you will admit that is a very, very difficult decision to make.
It is.
And I agree with you. It is but
I have to live with it.
And it hurts. I bet you it kind of hurt. I bet you it kind of lingers.
Hardest thing I ever had to do.
Yeah,
it was my only brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Dave. I am sorry to hear that.
I gotta go, guys.
Who's leaving?
Swifter.
Amen.
Oh no.
It's nice having you on there, Swiffer.
I miss you.
My mother-in-law and wife and kids came.
Is Swifter the one who is for pulling the plug and murdering children?
No, that's
I cut off at like 16 to 18 weeks, but I can discuss that some other time.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna. All I'm gonna say is goodbye, and I pray for you. I pray that you kind of change your mind and reflect on what you said. But if that's not who said that, maybe that was a super Jesus guy.
So if you've got somebody in a vegetative state and there's no possibility that they're ever going to wake up or have conscious thought again, you have basically you think we should just leave them plugged in forever?
Well, I think, okay, so this brings up a good point. Destroy all humans. It's not the size of the probe, it's the motion of the probe.
What? That one went over my head. Are you using big words?
No, somebody put up a destroy all humans, and that's an alien thing. Hold on, I have some family calling me. I just went through a tornado, so I'm dealing with a little bit of stuff over here. I'm gonna just. Can we? Okay, so what topic were we on? About the vegetative state and
morality being unrelated. Well, yeah, morality being unrelated to instinct is where we started on. Basically, that instinct has nothing to do with morality.
Okay, but as far as our conversation, it was a vegetative state and how long somebody should be on life support.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic. I'm not gonna leave, but I'll let you guys just conversate and do what you do. I appreciate you guys having me and letting me speak, and I'm trying to be honest with you guys without compromising my my morality.
Okay,
You know,
fair enough.
but I understand everybody has different thoughts and opinions, and I'm here to just have an adult conversation. But I have to be. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back, guys.
Yeah, what's happening, Dave? Oh,
So you guys could just continue on with your conversation that you're having, and I'll just tune in. By the way, do you mind if I share my channel?
oh no, go ahead. I'll put it in my description.
I'll put it.
Drop it in the private chat there, Lupin.
I'll drop it in the private chat. I do have a Christian channel, but it's fairly laid back. Hold on, I'm doing a little bit of heavy breathing because I had to take a whole bunch of stuff out of the car.
Yeah, and I do hope everybody down there's gets things together. I know you got hit by those storms, so
Yeah.
we do hope for the best. We don't really pray much around here, but we do hope for the best for you and everything. So
Hey, I'll take it. You know what? I have found that some atheists have responded more politely than some of these bitter type Christians that I've ran across. And that's been kind of crazy. But yeah, I'll go ahead and drop my link in there. You guys go ahead and continue your conversations. But yeah, I do live, and I like to do like 1-on-1s or 2-on-2s, and that's about it. I don't like to do like 6 or 8 people because then stuff.
And Lupin will even talk about Bigfoot. So we may not agree on a lot of things, but Lupin and I talked about Bigfoot, so
fun to talk about.
I've got a little bias here because we were talking about Bigfoot. But I will give it that we had a civil discussion and Lupin's been civil on here, so we don't ask a lot. We had some problems the other week with people that didn't want to do that. So if you want to disagree, you can disagree, but if it descends into anything else, then we're just not gonna go there. So.
Yeah, and Lupin, forgive me if I get a little intense sometimes, but and also that whole abortion till the baby's 1 year old, that came from like I was working at this place, I don't know, about 30 years ago, and this I had a Christian boss who was devout and he hated abortion. And we were having an argument about abortion, and I said, "Oh, okay." So and it came down to when do you think abortion should be illegal till? And I said, until the baby's 1 year old, but I'm willing to compromise. And he just started babbling. He didn't know what to say. But anyway, the idea is to come at the person from way out there in left field and just watch them crumble.
Oh, I love when people do that because usually I'm very calm. I can answer that question. I can answer that question for you. I don't usually get flustered. I've dealt with a lot of people, and sometimes whenever they come way out of left field, I try and find out if that's what they actually believe, and then that might lead to them actually starting to think, man, is what I believe actually evil? Have I been fed so much information that is nonsensical that it is evil? So that's fine. If you like to argument that way, that's fine. I don't like it whenever it's that argument over and over and over again, I'll deal with it a few times, but then afterwards I'm like, can we move on to a different topic, or I can find somebody else to talk to. But yeah,
I just did it because I think it's hilarious.
I mean it's atrocious. It's atrocious.
It is that too. Yeah, I like little babies.
And see people have a very. Go ahead.
I'm just like a raccoon. I like little babies.
I bet you they do like little babies, especially when they're nice and like pink and don't have the fur yet. I bet you that's the most tender meat.
Tender kind. Yeah. I've never seen a raccoon eating its baby. I had like 60 raccoons in my backyard that I was feeding, and they had all their little babies. Man, those mothers, they would actually spank their babies. Go after them when the babies came close to me because they were trying to teach them to stay away from me because I was dangerous. They trusted me, but they didn't trust me with their young. It was really interesting.
Mama bears, mammals, a lot of animals, and I've seen some human mama bears. You know, they're great. If you touch a kid or a child, they'll come after you. Yeah, absolutely. But if there's
my mom was the same way as the bears.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
For the very same reason.
And don't mess with bears. One thing I learned covering Bigfoot areas is don't mess with bears. And if you're going in an area that might have bears, get information first on how to protect yourself and if you can carry something and do all the precautions. Do not mess with the bears. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And a public service announcement.
My 25.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by the All Hail Bigfoot Society.
There you go. I appreciate it.
On my 25,000th day, I went for a walk way back in the woods in far northern Minnesota. And on my way back, I noticed that a really big bear had walked on my tracks. He was following me. And I walked all the way out of the woods, clutching both of my weapons. I had 2 Glocks and I had one in each hand.
Oh, you were going to akimbo him?
Well, I was going to try to defend myself if he continued to stalk me, but he was stalking me for a while. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
He stepped right up on my man. He was huge.
You guys want to do? Let's do a fun little experiment right here. Since your chat is fairly active here. By the way, I think I did post my channel. Did I post it?
We got you posted.
I posted it in chat and I put it in my description, so it's in both places.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Why don't we do a count? Look, if you're an atheist type 1, if you're a Christian type 2, or if you're an agnostic type 3, can we get like a little head count here? Let's see where the numbers are at.
Yeah.
Up to you.
I put mine in, so everybody else should put theirs in. Let's see here. What are we doing here?
1 was atheist, 2 was Christian, 3 was agnostic. I should have did 1 was Christian, but that's just my pride.
You're gonna get a lot of 1s.
I'm expecting it.
Atheist Junior supports infanticide using Eric Hogan's identity on a 1 to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one of your. I just subscribed to your channel.
Yeah.
I will subscribe on both my accounts. Keep an eye.
You got 1s and 3s.
Where are you seeing it? I'm not seeing it in this chat that I'm in. So,
are you in Dave's chat or on Dave's?
Yeah, I'm in the restream, so I see everything. So
I'm just in the restream too. So, but I'm not seeing. I may not have permissions or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, you've got 1 theist, it looks like, so far.
Lupin just looks up companions and guilt. FFS.
So you
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Where's that at? Lupin what?
I don't see what you're talking about.
By Swifter.
You got.
I just wanted to, kind of take the temperature of the room. And I know I was going to be.
You're at 90-some. You're at 90-some% atheist.
Okay,
and then few agnostics.
And probably 8% agnostics, and then maybe 2% Christian, maybe 1%.
Yep.
Icarus wants to know what 4 is. 4 is you're going straight to hell.
4 we could be pagan.
Yeah, you're going straight to hell if you're a 4.
You got another theist. There's a couple of theists in the audience that have responded.
Chris Calvin, cool. This is very handy. Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
I think we're all going to switch to 4 though, because people are digging being a 4. So
I'll stick to 2 because Jesus is my number 1. I'll stick to 2 because Jesus is number 1. So
there you go. You got a couple theists in the audience. That's it.
All right. Well, shout out to the theists out there, and I'm not looking for anybody's companion. I don't even know what. So Swifter has apparently some animosity for the little time we met, but that's okay. It's okay, Swifter.
I did want to
eventually learn to love each other.
I did want to ask Mike one more thing about what I was asked earlier about was Cy Gart talking about cells being intelligent,
right?
And what would be the measure of any an intelligence? I mean, do you think any are all life has a form of intelligence then?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Any kind of like informational exchange between cells can basically, that's rudimentary intelligence.
Are we talking plant world too then?
Plant world too. Rudimentary intelligence. Basically, it's communicating, it's transferring information that becomes important when it's transferred to the other cell.
Okay.
And so I have that's kind of a real reductive look at how brains developed, like how early neurons developed basically, and how they turned into more complex systems and eventually the human brain. And it's a hell of a long story. It's about, over 1 billion years.
But they're, in the end, they're still going to be selected for, though, by what they do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So they don't know to not get unselected. They can do something that is going to lead to them being unselected and out of the gene pool.
It happens all the time. It's called mutation. Basically copying with mutations. Like
so Cy's argument is all bad then.
So Lupin, do you know who the greatest abortion monster is in the entire universe, according to your worldview? God. Because
absolutely not. God wishes that no one shall perish, and actually God said that anyone who does harm to any children, whether it be physical harm or turning them away from the gospel, they're better off with having a millstone hung around their neck. So I don't know where you're getting your answer from, but God does not support abortion. Absolutely not. 30
to 40% of all conceptions immediately die because of mutations. They don't even, the woman doesn't even know she's pregnant. They die like in definitely 30% of the cases, but I think it's 30 to 50% because of mutations. They don't result in a viable organism. And according to your worldview, God would be in charge of that because
no, God does not interfere in human interact. Right now, God is at rest.
Humans, right?
God is not any kind of like puppet master. He does know every single thing that you're gonna do, every possibility that you could do. He's been at your birth. He's known you since before you were born. He knows you at your funeral. He knows every single thing. I just got a phone call. Did that mess me up?
No. Oh, okay. Do you understand what I'm saying there, Lupin? Basically,
you're blaming God for infant deaths due to.
Okay, I'm not, because I don't believe in God, but you should.
I'll cite Isaiah that says, "I, the Lord, do all things. I bring the light and the darkness. I bring good and evil, all things." And now that's all. So it's for some reason all these conceptions go bad, and it's and the thing is with the big well, hold on a second. I just want to say the thing is with the purpose thing and everything else and going on and stuff, we humans have a lot of problems even getting pregnant. I mean, it's not like a surefire thing. Other animals, they go into heat, they do their thing, they're pregnant. You know what I mean? Other species even store sperm for later, and then they impregnate themselves at the right time, and they've got it covered. Well, humans just seem to Bears, for one.
Bears store their semen?
A female will store it so that she times her birth rate with the spring and hibernation in there. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Does she harvest the male sperm and then inject it to herself?
They'll mess around. They'll mess around, but it just kind of gets held until she's at the right time, and then she'll allow it to go through.
They time it right, but she's not like holding it like.
But I'm just saying though,
she's not holding it in a Tupperware container until the time's right.
Inside, basically, yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah, no. Animals are.
But what I'm saying is though, we have we have all of these sperm for nothing. Okay, we have all of these like Mike was saying, it started, but then things were wrong, so then it's ejected. Yeah. And then you have the female's body is treating the system area, whatever you want to call it, there is treating sperm as an invader. So it's trying to take them all out at the same time. It just doesn't seem like any purpose to it whatsoever. It seems like
I'm a little bit lost. Are we talking about bears or humans, or where are we at?
Well, I'm talking about the difference between us supposedly the pinnacle and in God's image and everything and stuff. But we're very efficient. We're very efficient at getting pregnant. It just seems totally backwards.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, I know the dumbest. Dude, I know people that could slip and fall into a woman and get a woman pregnant. So I don't know. Yeah, sure. There are complications, of course. Yeah.
God,
Did I get you to laugh with that one?
Yeah, that's what I should have told my mom and dad when.
Yeah, you just slipped. You slipped and fell.
Like I say, I'm stuck on purpose. I'm stuck on purpose because I was watching Cy Gard earlier, and he keeps arguing for all this purpose, and it's like, what's the purpose of these millions of sperm for nothing? You know what I mean? What's the purpose?
What is the purpose for humans to produce sperm?
Well, yeah, if it's got a purpose, okay, you have one sperm. The one sperm goes in there and it does its thing. That's its purpose.
Well, you release millions of sperm.
Right. Why?
Because there's survival and there's competition. Competition. Yeah, there's sperm that is gonna.
Almost all of them are going to be killed. That's what I mean. Yeah, that's their purpose.
That one that does make it, whenever it gets conceived with the egg, once they become one, then you start a new life form. That process is amazing. It is an amazing, right. And it's
okay. That one had a purpose, but what was the purpose of all the other ones?
Yeah,
they to give it a shot, literally.
Luca, do you think all eggs are like alive or like they have a soul? Every egg in a female, or is it just conception?
No, I believe the soul would have to happen after conception.
How long after?
I would probably say almost immediately. That's a good question. I don't really know the answer to that, but to me, honestly, I would say it would be immediately after conception.
Oh, you just disappeared. What happened?
Did I disappear? Hello?
No, your sound went really, really way down. So
we didn't hear what you said.
Oh, okay. What I will say is that is a good question. When is a soul? When does a soul become a soul? Essentially, is that was kind of your question? That is a great question, a wonderful question. I personally do not know. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I do not know. I will say I do believe that it starts at conception. Can I prove that? No, but there are some things. There are some amazing things that happen at conception. Are you aware of these electrical sparks that appear whenever the sperm finally enters
Yes,
the egg?
there's an explanation for that under the electron microscope or something. It's
Okay.
some kind
Do you
of
know
cellular
where
interaction or something like that. It's got a natural explanation. I've seen it.
Do you know where that's also referred to?
Post hoc in the Bible.
It's in the Bible, in Job. The sparks fly upward as a new baby, as the child is conceived.
It's a post hoc argument.
Okay, look, you could say post hoc or whatever, these other fancy words. All I'm saying is, look, they didn't have an electron microscope back then, but for them to even say that, for them to
I don't know a lot of fancy words, Lou, but what I'm trying to tell you is like some of these things I am not on that other level, okay, but just to have these discussions, you got to pick up some of the terminology. You know what I mean?
I don't. What is post hoc or ad hoc or whatever.
Well, a prediction in the Bible would say someday they're going to look under a microscope and they're going to see these little sparks going in these cells. It doesn't say that. What you're looking for is something that says spark, and then you say, "Oh, post hoc." You go back and you say, "Aha! See, it's in the Bible." That's what it is.
That's fine. You know what? All I can say is the Bible does describe something like that. You could say post hoc or whatever. I'm just saying that's a heck of a coincidence, because I think that's as far as I'm going to get with you guys, is that it's a coincidence, or they're just using artistic language.
Well, no, I will tell you the argument I liked was Peter Atkins responded to somebody using a post hoc in their religious text, and he said that's like saying that if you had a rope or a cord, and then wait, here's a cord, mention of a cord or a rope in your text, and they're made of strings, and therefore string theory is in my text. Okay, these are post hoc.
So, Lupin, what biblical
rationalizations?
What biblical passage is that has this Bible?
Okay. This is what I was trying to tell Dave. If you're gonna reference Bible verses, I'm not sure who's running the stream. I think I joined under the Angry Atheist channel. I'm not sure who's running the stream and who has like permissions to.
I do. Answers in Atheism on the demonic whatever.
Yeah, here's the billions of zinc atoms are released from the egg, producing a bright flash of light. That's why it happens.
Okay. Well, this is what I'll ask you. I'm gonna look it up for you, but if I go to a new tab, it's probably gonna put me on mute. But like, if you bring up a biblical verse or something like that, like you brought up a biblical verse. It was something about the abortion. I already forgot what it was. I would say bring up the verse and let's read it in context, because you can never take one verse or two verses and just use that for your argument. A lot of times you have to read it.
You have in Gnosticism, the divine spark is the part of God that resides within every person. The purpose of life is to release the divine spark. See, there's a bunch of different things that refer to these sparks. So
I'll see if I can find the verse for you. But the fact that you're even saying that this thing is mentioning sparks, and now with the electron microscope, we see that sparks are released. I mean, that's one hell of a coincidence if you ask me. But let me go and find the verse for you, and I'm gonna get muted while I do this. Okay?
So Dan McClellan has a short video explaining how this isn't accurate. I'm gonna go try to find that. Yeah,
because
I'm just looking for spark of life in a search, and there's a lot of things that say spark in the Bible, so it's a post hoc as far as
I'm too lazy to pull up another YouTube tab. I just want to say hi to Calasia 789, one of the hardest working mods on the YouTubes.
Yeah. Okay. During conception, whatever. Okay, let's go here and take a look. Oh my God! Allow ads? No, I don't want to allow ads.
I can't find it.
The Bible verse. Okay.
All right. So I just shared a link. This might be the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
This answer says the Bible does not mention a divine spark, but some say that Genesis indicates that all people are made in God's image and therefore have a divine spark with it.
I've got
Some say this spark makes them feel happy, at ease, comforted. So yeah, it goes on and on with it's.
I love that Christians will grasp at those straws. You know, for the
That's yeah. I'm giving that a grasp.
I mean, that's pretty much all they've got is cards and straws. But
Yeah, let's play the Dan McClellan video.
yeah.
That was cool.
So this is the documented moment of conception.
All right,
I
let's
can't see it.
hear it.
I know. I'm trying
And
to.
the sperm enters the egg, and there's this poof of light that comes off of it. Scientists are studying this, and they're looking at it, and they're like, okay, well, it looks like it's a release of zinc
Who's that, Joan Rivers?
that comes off the egg, and it creates
This phenomenon was first observed in mice, and it's been observed in a number of mammals as well as in fish. It doesn't happen naturally. The egg releases an explosion of zinc, but that doesn't create light. The only reason it creates light in these scientific experiments is because they are bathing the eggs in a chemical that emits light when it is exposed to zinc. So this is not happening in the human body. This only happens when scientists intentionally bathe these eggs in this chemical so that when the zinc is released, they will see a flash of light. Here is an open access article that talks about this zinc spark as a signature of human egg activation. Once again, this is not something that happens naturally. It is something that only happens in a controlled environment where what they call fluorescent indicators have been added to the egg. And this is important research because this allows people going through in vitro fertilization to be able to tell which eggs have been successfully activated.
But any way you slice it, they can't explain away that
Okay.
happened.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I also found the verse, and wouldn't you know it, it is possibly the oldest book in the Bible. Some say it even predates Genesis. Don't ask me how that works. But if you could pull this up, please. It is
Okay.
Job.
Genesis was written during the Babylonian exile, so it wouldn't have been the first book written.
Are you
Job 5:7. Can you look up Job 5:7 for me?
Scott, can you? Oh, well, let's say. I guess I got to do it, right, Scott? Okay, hang on a second. I'm doing lots of stuff here. I'm trying to put this in the description.
It's okay.
Did you just watch the Dan McClellan thing?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard a little bit what he said, but this happens
Hold on.
naturally.
Yet man is born to trouble as the sparks fly upward. That's not it, dude.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on. That's weak.
dude. Once you were born, pull up the verse. Let's read it.
It says, "Yet man is born to trouble as the sparks fly upward."
Can you share it on your screen though? I like to see it. I'm a visual person. Can we do that?
How do you spell Job?
J-O-B.
Job 5:7.
Get a man born to trouble. Blah, blah, blah.
Let Mike do it. I have to do an end around. Mike can pull it up.
Wait a
Okay.
minute. This is
Yeah,
like,
Job 5:7. That's it. Yet man is born to trouble. Yet man is born to trouble as surely as sparks fly upward. It doesn't say anything about conception or in the cells or anything. It says man is born to trouble as surely as sparks fly upward. That means when you have, that's sparks in a fire fly upward.
Okay.
Now, the analogy or whatever to man is born to trouble, which is the Bible thing that we were talking about earlier, that yes, we know the Bible says we're already born bad.
Oh, well, you're born into basically death.
But this has nothing to do with cells, though. This has nothing to do with cells under a microscope.
Yeah, but Dave, I mean, come on. We both know you're not going to find micron telescope and cellular theory and all these scientific words we have now.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying this is clearly talking about as surely as sparks fly upward from a fire. That's what they're saying.
born to trouble is the idea of people got troubles.
You could
Sparks
replace
flying
with
upward is something anybody and everybody in an Iron Age town would see when they tried to light the fire at night and the sparks come up off the fire.
It's a saying.
That's fine.
It's like it's saying as surely as the crow will fly south for the winter or whatever, or as surely as the sun will rise, or it's just that it's just a saying. That's all.
Right. Okay. That's fine. Look, I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to convince you.
No, I'm just saying. I look in, and this has nothing to do with the spark of life under a microscope. It just doesn't. I see it as a very.
God, I really hope he improves your reading ability, because to take this and to turn it into some
my reading ability. What's wrong with my reading ability?
Unsuspecting people that the Bible talks about their the semen, the sperm. Impregnated an egg. This has nothing to do with it. It's a simile.
That's all we're saying.
You find in life.
Well, I disagree.
So
I disagree.
We looked it up. I'm reading it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 words.
Do you say that I can't? Are you saying that I can't read, or that I just have trouble understanding things?
No, you're understanding what it's saying. It's saying as surely. Replace the words with as surely as the sun will rise tomorrow.
And let me read this. Call if you will, but who will answer you? To which of the holy ones will you turn? Resentment kills a fool, and envy slays the simple.
Good words.
I myself have. Where are we reading? What are we reading?
We're reading.
I got that. Call if you will, but we will answer to the holy ones. Will you turn? The hungry consume his harvest, taking it even among the thorns. The thirsty is his wealth for hardship. And then it gets to verse 7. Yet man is born to trouble. This fits right into all the others. These are all things talking about. Yeah, the hungry consumes his harvest. Yeah, they're just talking about things like obvious things, like Scott just said, that as surely as the sparks fly upward are obvious to anybody that sits around a fire. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. You said these sparks of life were mentioned in this verse. These are not about sparks of life.
Sure.
These are about sparks fly upward from a fire.
Okay, that's fine. Look,
wait, Lupin, wait. This is the Bible? This is kind of cool. This is
the Bible is super cool.
I've never seen it.
No, I looked it up. We're reading it, and no, it's not there. So sorry.
Yeah. Let me just read 6 through 7, and then
I've got it in front of me. I've got the whole thing.
May I read it, please?
No, read the whole thing. I mean, you got to use context.
You want me to start from 5? 5:1?
27 verses.
I'll do 5:1. I'll do the whole thing. I was accused of not being able to read, so now I feel kind of.
No, we're not saying that. No, we're not saying that. What we're saying is this is not associated with conception.
No,
show me the word conception in here.
Okay, this looks like a really
without reading the whole thing. Without reading the whole thing. No, without reading the whole thing. Show me conception.
Yet man is born.
That's not conception. That's not conception.
Okay.
That's born.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to take it that way, that's fine. Look, I cannot.
When are you born, Lupin? No, I'm asking you real quick. When are you born?
When am I born?
When were you born? Do you have a birthday? That's the day you were born, right?
I have a birthday. I have a conception day.
Right, but see, that's not born.
Okay.
This is not talking about conception.
That if that's the way, I can understand you wanting to see it that way. And
I'm looking for no. This is not. I'm looking through the whole thing. I'm reading it. I do not see anything about conception. I do not see anything about doing the deed or anything else. It's not in here.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. If you can't see it, then I'm sorry.
Look. Hey, no. I'll tell you what. If you can find conception or anything else in there, get a hold of me later. Allhailbigfoot@gmail.com. It's easy to remember. Okay. You send me the verse. Send me a verse that says conception or doing a deed or that, to induce conception in anywhere in this, and then we'll talk about it. But I'm reading it. I've read it. It's not in here.
When was the word conception made?
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. A related thing, something, that, they were doing the deed, they laid together.
Dude,
however the Bible wants to word it. It's not there.
When a person is born right
is born,
there.
Exactly. Born is not conception.
You can do all this.
Born is not conception.
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe that's what they consider being born at that point. There's many layers to born in the Bible.
This is not about the video with the sparks when they put the additives in there, because as that video showed, hold on, as that video showed that James played, it's only in a laboratory environment. This is not going on. This is not going on in the body.
That is false. Actually, what he said was false.
Yeah, right.
We're going to side with what the scientists say.
I have a video that I can send you to that shows you. I've talked about this before. I've talked about this before.
Oh, sorry. We're not going to. We've already seen that it's only in the lab. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it happens naturally. Believe it or not, it happens naturally.
That's not what the science says. So.
Okay.